Our next guest is going to teach me a lot of stuff about something I've always been curious about, but know nothing about. It's Creative Futures time. The 8th Element is an intentional adornment business for the spiritual seeker, allowing one to wear and carry the energy they seek with them daily. That sounds good. Usually they do it with crystals, and so we're going to learn about that right now with our guest, Rachel Fritsch. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
How did you know? I have a few friends who are very much into crystals, and I have always wondered, how do you even get into crystals? What draws you to life of believing into the crystals?
Yeah, so really what did it for me was my own spiritual journey, right? So around like 10 years ago, I kind of seeked, my own healing journey, kind of getting more into the pursuit of happiness, right? I wanted to seek more purpose, more peace, more clarity on who I was and what I was doing. So back then, I kind of fell into the rabbit hole of like spiritual modalities.
Right.
So lots of yoga, lots of breath work, lots of,
The rabbit hole, I like that.
Exactly.
So, okay, crystals are the thing. All I know is that different crystals mean different things. For example, you have one on your neck, and I'll ask you about that in a second. How does it work? Give me a 101.
Yeah, so crystals have their own vibrations, their own frequencies, their own energy, and their own descriptions that are specific to them.
Okay.
So each one has its own, again, meaning, right? And what I like to do is kind of pair the meaning with, say, someone's intention or what energy they want to amplify or manifest in life. So really, for me, like, there's a bunch of different crystals, right? So you have like stuff that's really good for confidence, willpower, whereas then there's others that are really good for like self-love.
So I'll just put you on the spot. You have a beautiful necklace there.
I was going to say, put me on the spot.
What do you got there?
This one is for grounding.
Okay.
So this one's going to be really good for stability, feeling secure, really good for like release of anxieties and fears, of course. It really works with our root chakra. So again, that's the energy house that we all have. I don't want to send you down another rabbit hole.
Too late.
But yeah, seriously.
No. This is fascinating stuff. And please, the next question is going to sound like I'm skeptical, and I'm not. But does this work? Are there effects? How do you know?
Yeah. So really, crystals work with your spiritual, your emotional, and your physical planes. But especially for beginners, I always refer to them, use it as a spiritual and emotional tool, right?
Okay.
So to connect back to your intentions.
Okay.
So using it as a tool, daily tool to connect to.
It's very interesting. For a guy who knows nothing about it, tell me about the 8th Element. I know nothing about that too.
Yeah, so the 8th Element really is a business that I created. I am a herbalist. I am, a mindfulness practicer, as well as trying to give outreach to my community too. Of course, our focus is crystal adornment, so wire-wrapped crystals, intentional jewelry, essentially allowing people to bring this magic into their daily life. Something that can be wearable, something that they can connect to.
Yeah, we're showing you a couple of pictures of the various things that you have there. And yeah, I mean, and if nothing else, you go, okay, well, that's a nice looking necklace there, but it's doing a few healing powers.
Exactly, and that's what I say is, of course, you can love crystals because they're gorgeous, but there's even a deeper meaning. So they really make for an intentional tool, a reminder for yourself, or a perfect gift for someone else.
So lots of different kinds of feeling better stuff, as she put it perfectly. Finding the magic is all at the 8th Element. Where can we find the 8th Element?
Yeah, so I definitely refer people more to my social medias. Of course, I have my own website, but social media is going to be the 8th Element with
an extra T at the end.
Extra T and the number 8.
Okay.
Yep, so the 8th Element. And I just do a lot of personal teachings on there. You can find my pop-ups as well and all stuff like that.
Fantastic. So we'll have the correct spelling of the 8th Element.
Yes.
There you go. Nice to see you, Rachel, for continued success.
Thank
you for the lesson. I appreciate that. I feel like I need to get some crystals around my neck.